We are about a week away from 4th of July and I need to decorate. So what I'm going to do first here is some of my flags that I've had for a really long time, I want to tone down the white that's on them. So I'm just going to tea dye them and kind of give them that old look. I love rustic, old, primitive looking stuff. So I've been wanting to do this for a couple years. So some of these flags that I have here are either from like Walmart or I got from our town parade. I just save all the flags that they hand out in the parades. And I'm just going to take some of those and I'm going to tea dye them. So I'm just going to boil 8 bags of tea, and I'm not going to like let that go to a complete boil. I'm just going to almost get it to a boil, and then I'm going to steep the tea bags, and then I'm going to just put all the flags in there. And what I did was I put it on my back porch in the sun for a couple hours, and then after that I just hung them on my clothesline to dry. This year I am not going to buy anything for the 4th of July decorations. I'm just going to use what I have. It's going to be so simple. There's not going to be much to it in my house or the outside. So today I'm going to be working on the outdoors and the interior of my home, mainly just my living room. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. If you watch any of my previous videos on decorating, you guys know that I love to decorate. So we've been here going on 5 years this next spring, and I have always decorated our entryway down here at the driveway. So I'm just going to be hanging up a few flags at the end of our driveway. So you guys can just see how long our driveway is. You can barely see our house, so I have to utilize this space down here whenever I want to decorate. So I like to come down here and decorate for Halloween, hang up some wreaths for Christmas, and I haven't really done anything for Easter, but I really like to decorate this space down here just because no one can really see our house. And I do like to decorate the outside of our house as well. So my front porch is going to be super simple this year. I'm just going to hang a few flags up on my windows. I also had some extra flags that we got from the parade. I like to stick them into our pots with flowers. So super simple. And one day I need to make a wreath for my front door for the 4th of July, but I'm not going to do that this year. I told myself I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to use what I have. So this is what it looks like. It's super simple. It's just a couple flags, nothing too crazy. Maybe next year I'll craft up a wreath for my front door, but other than that, this is just a super simple front porch. So after working on the front porch, I went to the back and got my pot of tea and drained it all out, and I put all these flags on my clothesline to dry. And it was so hot this day. It was over 90 degrees with a little bit of wind, so it dried these flags up really quick. So the 4th of July in our little town is a really big deal. Like, everyone is there watching the parade. It's like 2 to 3 hours long. You're like sweating to death. It's so hot, but everyone goes. So then after the parade, it kicks off the county fair that night, and it goes on for a couple nights after that. And the county fair is like a big deal. We have rodeos and truck and tractor pulls and demolition derby. So it's pretty neat. And another thing I like to do is turn in stuff to the county fair, like my garden vegetables, my canning goods, flowers. I even remember I made a blueberry pie one year and I decorated it like an American flag on top. Then I also turn in some breads, cakes, and biscuits to be judged. I even remember the very first time that we turned in our canned pickles. It was the very first time we started canning. It was like 8 years ago. And we won first place on our canned pickles that year. We got a $25 gift card, and it was so cool. They actually have a kids section where they can turn in stuff like crafts and baked goods and anything that they made. They can turn in to be judged. Sometimes you get a small paycheck afterwards. So it's just something fun to do. I just love our little town. So right here, I want to mention real quick, I'm taking these leftover tea bags and squeezing them onto all of the white, just to kind of still give it that old look, and it'll have all these like darker spots. I just want it to look really aged and primitive and just old. So then I moved inside and started working in my living room. And I'm just working on my hutch here. I love this hutch. I love to decorate this hutch every holiday season. So I just placed some white dishware on top of the hutch and placing some greenery from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. And I also got this bunting flag from Hobby Lobby, and a few other little decorations are also from Hobby Lobby. And my grandmother gave us grandkids a bunch of these Jello dishware, and I like to place them around throughout the hutch as well. I have like a green color and an amber color. I call them Jello dishware because that's what my grandma always put in them, was Jello or pudding. Then I'm going to take this fabric that I have, just scrap piece of fabric, and wrap it around this dish that I have so I can place my 4th of July sign on top of it. So a lot of these decorations I literally just use over and over and over, but I try to find ideas of how differently I can place stuff every holiday season. I like to mix a lot of new stuff and old stuff together. I just love going antique shopping, and then of course, you know, I love going to Hobby Lobby and seeing what they have, so I like mixing all kinds of different things together. But mainly I really love antiques. But when I do go antique shopping, it has to be the right price for me to buy it. I don't like to buy anything expensive, but if it's in my price range, I will totally buy it. So these are the little Jello pudding dishes that I was telling you about. These are the green colors, and I have amber color. But I like to go antique shopping and kind of find some more so I can have more of a collection, because I only have just like a handful from my grandma. I also have these wood spools that I like to decorate a lot with. I've had them for a long time, like probably 13 years, so they are always included into my decor as well. So this was a fun little craft that I did not that long ago. I went antique shopping and got some of these frames and redid them, and I downloaded a lot of these pictures off Etsy, and I really love these pictures. So after my flags dried from the clothesline, I brought them inside and I put 2 of them here into this canister with some flowers, and I had this little sign that says, "God bless the USA." I really don't know what else I'm going to put on this buffet, but for right now it's going to be just these 2 little items. And then I took some of the flags and put them into these wall planters, and again, maybe next year I will buy a sign right here. But for now, I'm just going to use what I have. I have this sign. It's from Hobby Lobby from a couple years ago. And this sign and planters sits above my couch. So then I moved over to one of my favorite pieces that I have in my living room. It is my pie safe. So this pie safe came from my great-great-grandparents, and I'm so lucky that I actually own it. So it's one of my favorite pieces. I keep fabric and blankets inside of here. So I'm just going to hang up my American flag on the front of it. This pie safe has so much character. I wish you guys could just see it up close. So this really concludes my decorating video. I know there wasn't much to it. I'm just reusing what I have. And of course, you know, the day of 4th of July, making, you know, some fun foods and desserts and using fun tablecloths, and really the decorating happens the day of. What a great country we live in. So blessed to be an American, and I just hope you guys were encouraged by this video to decorate. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching.